Hi everyone, we're going to do another video because I forgot I'm supposed to be eating food because K-pop can't eat food. So this is my peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I got from Sweet Leaf, and I'm just going to take this fruit cup like a shot. Remember back when people used to do things in person and they would give you Jello shooters and you would get really drunk and then have a good time instead of just like, beg for money with losers? Anyways, look, real life interaction has become so lame or so not what people do anymore that, like, look, I just had a good time, no bullshit, at Sweet Leaf. Sweetie bitch ain't in yet. Ain't about her. The Spanish ladies that make my food every day had a bunch of flies in the thingy. And they asked me if I could swat the flies. Boy, did I. Actually, they didn't ask me to. I just saw this one fly land. And I was like, that stupid motherfucker. And I was like, get into position and all that bullshit. And like trying to like fake out the fly. And like, I'm not, but I'm not, but I'm not. Bam! Right? And then I got it. And I killed the fly. But there were more flies. So I'm just swatting the flies. And they're like telling me where the other ones are. And I'm swatting the flies. And then my sandwich was ready. There was one fly I didn't get, and that's the lucky one. That was fun. That was like interactive breakfast. Anyways, I think I was going to do something silly, but I got the unofficial flexing work hours is fine. So I'm not. I'm just going to keep on making dough and stacking crypto. Additionally, I want to point something out. I saw the video that she put out. So Priscilla Kwani looked hot in those pajamas. That bitch is probably going back to Korea, she said. Well, you know what? I hope you have a good trip in Korea. I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could woo her. And I'm pretty sure if I wanted to write her poems and take her places, she might eventually say yes. And to be totally honest, if I was like 20 something, I might. But right now, what I know for a fact is theta is down. It is a guarantee that at these prices, 6,000 theta. I mean, $6,000 is 10,000 theta. And it is a guarantee that at some point in time, hold on, just crummy things. God damn it, I made a mess. I was trying to not make a mess and I made a mess. I might have to like spray the floor with water again. Okay, that was pretty good. Filling, but not full. Okay, so in the most politest way possible, I don't know how many more ways I can say this. Anyone who wants to talk to me is more than welcome to talk to me. Believe it or not, if you're not stealing from kids or trying to manipulate me or all that bullshit, I'm pretty easy to get along with. No, the people who think I'm an asshole basically are mad that I don't want to go along with their bullshit. Case in point, look at Tiffany. This entire year. Uh, uh, whew. You guys are glad you guys are lucky I did that time. It finally paid off. It finally worked. Oops. Anyway. Anyway. I do feel better now. Wow. Okay, look. I don't mean this in a negative way, but when I thought K-pop was only girls' generation, I thought Tiffany was the hottest girl in K-pop. And then I found out that K-pop is a genre. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And, you know, not just like, I thought K-pop was like Girls' Generation, and then like they got mad at Jessica, so like Jessica and her sister and shit like that. And I was like, I guess that's like the Asian Kardashians. Who gives a fuck, right? Anyways, what was I talking about? I feel better after I burped. That so much better. Theta. Okay, so look, the amount of hot Asian bitches in their 20s who are going on shitty podcasts and are like, oh, I can't believe I can't find a guy to date. I would totally settle down and pop out babies. And I'm like, if only one of them needs to be not full of shit. I'm sure they're all full of shit. But if only one of them is not full of shit, that's exactly what I need, right? I'd even be willing to say if one of them is not totally full of shit. I understand that people are people. If you're just like sort of full of shit, I can work with you. I'm not gonna take you that way, but I can work with you and like wring the shit out of you. Okay? Like I'm not gonna deal with your bullshit, is what I'm saying. The massive influx of hot Asian bitches from LA and other shitty parts of California that are looking for reasons to get out of California seems to be in my favor. Especially if only one of them needs to not be that much of a whore that she would do that kind of hoey shit. I think that's pretty reasonable. So I don't. I mean, like that seems like a more better option than dealing with crazy tribal bullshit from North Korea in your 35, doesn't it? Like, I do not understand what it's like the Black Knight. You know, it's like, oh, bite your arms off. It's like, okay, you know. It's like what, for Monty Python when he like cuts off his arm and he's like, it's a flesh wound. It's like, shut up, Tiffany. You don't do some shitty music. Oh yeah, Priscilla Kwan. That's what it was. Now look, there's something else that I've learned about bitches. Okay, bitches get horny, and they will call you up, and they will come over. Okay. Now, if they're doing that whole like run around bullshit, it's because they're just mad that you are the one who they're gonna have to break and come over for. They all have to go through that. It's like Bucephalus when Alexander the Great tamed the horse. It was like, you all are retarded. The horse is scared. You got it looking at its own shadow. You got to turn it away from the sun. That way it doesn't see its own shadow. You got to be like that and all that bullshit. But sometimes in Tiffany's Bucephalus, like I was doing all that, the shadow bullshit, and Bucephalus like bit my hand. And I was like, okay, you can't do that. And then Bucephalus tried to kick me, and I like caught the kick and like punched it in the face and like threw it back out and was like, give me my money back, stupid whore. Fucking, you're bad merchant, you're banned from the city, and all that bullshit. That's what's going on right now. So this bitch is just retarded. Um, but I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Priscilla Kwan. As much as I think she's cool, do you know what I think would be cooler? Getting validator node status on my Theta node. I think it would be cooler to max out my Elite Edge node. If she wants to meet up and talk about Theta, I'm more than happy to. I've been thinking about making a Theta meeting group, but I really don't want to. I'd rather just make money and buy Theta. So pretty much, I would rather be boring and make a fuck ton of money now so I can stick to my plan of retiring soon and not having to deal with any of this bullshit ever again. There is a saying I used to have that was, in 5 years, will any of this shit matter? And that's how I would base all of my bullshit off of, the shit that I would do. And the fact of the matter is, in 5 years, will any of this Tiffany bullshit matter? No, it will not. As a matter of fact, in 6 years, it won't matter. Okay? How do I know that? That's how long she's been stalking me. Okay? And look at her career the past 6 years. Is it really that good? I mean, she basically went bankrupt during COVID and had to beg everyone to get back together for Girls' Generation so she could try to use that to rebrand to being a ghetto used goods whore or whatever the fuck her plan was, right? Doesn't seem like someone who's successful to me. Stealing from children doesn't seem like that successful to me. It seems like everyone else has a successful solo career. Yuna does, Sooyoung does, Seo Jiun's doing fantastic. She's in fucking Korean movies and all that bullshit. Tiffany, eh, she'll get a part here and there because her family will get angry and yell at people. It doesn't work on me. It doesn't. It hasn't worked for 6 years. That's why you're ghetto used goods. So, Priscilla Kwan, if you want to go back to Korea, I encourage that. If you want to hit me up, I encourage that more. But at the end of the day, what I'm going to do is what I said I'm going to do. I'm going to stack crypto and silver because the next bull run is off to the races. And I don't want to deal with you motherfuckers anymore, to be quite honest. But I have to, on some level, right? And that's no one in particular. I mean, people in general. Like, there's some motherfucker who I think moved out, who every time they would like see me, they would like give me attitude because I didn't want to get in the elevator with them. Like, you smell funny. I'm gonna be an asshole, but you smell funny. It's a free country. I could willingly choose to take the next elevator. It's nothing personal against you. I think a lot of people smell funny. I just don't want to have to do it. If there was like an emergency and I had to take the elevator, I probably would. But if I don't have to, I'll wait for the next one. Same thing with Tiffany. Tiffany's kind of cunty and twatty and annoying. I'll just wait for the next Korean bitch. Well, well, you get older, less options. Fuck you too. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. If you're telling me my options are being left the fuck alone or dealing with a train wreck 35-year-old used goods piece of shit who's been pimped out to everyone and everything for less than a half of a fourth of a cent, I'm going to take being left alone. Send me a postcard from Korea.